morning, everybody. Welcome back to another KBO Collections Hobby Drive. Just wanted to take a quick moment to say I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving, since today is Thanksgiving Day in the U.S. Friday morning for me here, a cold Friday morning. Finally have started to get into the habit of getting down to my car in the mornings and actually warming it up before I leave, rather than just hopping in a cold car and going. Which can be a bit painful at times, because you're having to sit here for 10 or 15 minutes in the car until it gets like really warmed up. Now, of course, the heated seats warm up quickly, but the rest of the car is cold. But anyway, I'm getting down earlier in the mornings and getting it all warmed up and ready to go, which is nice, to get into a warm car. So anyway, that's my little bit about the chill in the air today. And what I wanted to talk about, also, I didn't talk about anything yesterday because I didn't really have anything to talk about. At least nothing that interested me anyway. I mean, there were some things that I could have talked about, but nothing of real interest. So what I'm talking about today that does interest me is something about baseball, but not about cards or anything like that. So anyway, I guess about maybe 1 or 2 months ago, maybe a couple months ago, Dan messaged me, and he had some books, and he said, "Hey, would you want any of these books?" And one of them was Jose Canseco Juiced. And I was like, I'd take a look at that. I'll read through it at some point. So he sent it to me. And anyway, so like I said, I've had it for a couple months or so, just sitting there. Like, I put it in my bag, but I never had really read any of it. And then yesterday, I finally started reading it. I'm not deep into it. Like, I'm only a chapter into it, and everything, but the first chapter that I've read so far was pretty cool. It was pretty interesting, like learning about Jose and his family and his upbringing and things like that. It's, he's one of those guys that I grew up looking up to. I grew up collecting, and just one of those people that I have an attachment to from the time when I started collecting, actually. So it's pretty interesting reading this book about Jose Canseco, and of course it's going to get into the steroid scandal and all of that. And that's, I find all of that interesting. By the way, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry if you don't think so. Whatever. I mean, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He was a Hall of Famer before steroids. So anyway, that's my little thing on that. Now back to the books. So anyway, so I started reading it. Like I said, it was entertaining, and it got me to thinking. It's like, what are some other baseball books out there? What are some people's favorite baseball books? So I posted it on Twitter, and I asked what were some of the favorite baseball books, and I got some different responses from different people. Didn't get a ton of responses, but I did get a few. I know that Zach, he left some comments about some stuff. And then Dave, NPB card guy, left some stuff. The thing is, Dave and Dan, I met both of them through the internet at the same time period and all that. I actually met Dan through Dave, and I always mix their names up, Dan and Dave. So Dave posted some stuff on what he was reading right now, and then there were some others as well. So anyway, and that was really wild. This truck in front of me just dropped a piece of rusty metal off the bottom of the truck into the road. But yeah, so you never know what you're gonna get when you're riding along with me. It's usually some shitty truck dropping shit in the road or something. So back back to the book story. So I got some recommendations from some different people about some books that I can read. Now, funny enough, the first baseball-related book that I ever remember reading, and when I say, when I was younger, like, I read a lot of the, I don't really know exactly what they were, but they were kind of like the kids' books that were like short, the little short, books that had a lot of pictures talking about a person and their life and all that. Like I read small books about Cool Papa Bell. I read small books about Satchel Paige. You might ask why Cool Papa Bell, or why, like, what was my fascination with Cool Papa Bell? Well, it was the fact that he was from Mississippi, and that's where I'm from. So that was, and I had seen him in the Mississippi Hall of Fame, like Sports Hall of Fame and stuff. So that kind of like got me to reading about those different players and stuff. So yeah, and the thing is, these days, as I become more settled and spend less time, as I spend less time out being around people and stuff like that, I have gotten into reading more once again. Although I don't do it all the time, but I do pick up a book from time to time, give it a look through. So I'm just kind of curious, here on YouTube, what are some of your recommended reads in terms of baseball books? It could even be baseball card books. I mean, I know that there are card books, there are collector's books, things like that. So what are your must-reads that you have? And maybe I'll try to pick some of them up in the next month or so and have a little bit to read and stuff like that. I order from Amazon, and yes, I order physical books. I am not a digital book person. I spend enough time on the computer at work, at home. I spend more time in front of a screen than I would like to admit. And as a result, I'm not a digital book person. I'm not on the screen book person. I like to hold it. I like to even sniff it, I like to dog ear the pages. I like to throw a bookmark in it, whatever I gotta do. So I check on Amazon and get them shipped to me here in Korea. There are some, you can occasionally find some of the stuff here in Korea, but it's a bit difficult at times, so it's easier to just go on Amazon usually. So anyway, just let me know, what are some of your recommended reads in terms of baseball or baseball card related books, and I may pick up a few of them. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for checking it out. Hope you enjoyed it. And please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.